hanging up or bring one more home. Pero la cosa dice one more, no two more. En caso de que haya uno más, es el último. Buah, es que vaya físico tiene, tío. Cómo se ve, tío. Nah, es una locura. Es que lo mires por donde lo mires. Buah, pero mira eso, tío. Mira cómo se le ve. Está fuerte el chaval. Nah, la verdad que lo que ha conseguido Zeboom es una locura, tío. Es que al final no lo van a bajar ahí, vamos. Zeboom sale con el niño al escenario haciéndole así mientras te saca el bíceps y lo gana. O sea, es niña, ¿no? ¿O es niño? Si sale el niño hay que devolverlo. Necesitamos un baby batín bomba. Bueno, vamos a ver qué es lo que dice Nick Strength and Power, porque al parecer, pues, la movida es esta, ¿no? Ha tuiteado, yo ni sabía que tenía Twitter, la verdad, Chris Bumstead. Bueno, claro, no se llama Twitter, ¿no? Se llama X o algo así, bueno, da igual, yo no tengo de esas cosas. The question is, hanging up or bring one more home?
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I've got for you guys today, a lot of people...
Pero la cosa dice one more, no two more. Es decir, es el último. En caso de que haya uno más, es el último.
People have been sharing and talking about this post
O nos estaba vacilando.
be from Chris Bumstead's Twitter. But if you just check the account, it's not Chris's actual Twitter. But this stirred up quite a conversation. Even though Chris didn't actually say this or tweet this himself, this has been shared by like every bodybuilding Instagram page at some point over the
Pero entonces, pues si esto no es la cuenta oficial, entonces ¿qué me estás contando?
past day or so. And it's a picture of Chris holding his Olympian medal.
Bueno, a ver, igualmente, esto es una cosa que se ha estado comentando mucho, sobre todo por el tema del embarazo de Courtney King.
The caption says, "The question is, hang it up or bring one more home." Now, there's a couple reasons why so many people were talking about this. And again, Chris didn't actually post this, but it does come after, you know, the prep for the Olympia, where Chris was saying it was the most difficult prep he's ever had. And then Chris won the Olympia, obviously, number 5.
Ya decía yo, digo, ¿esto cómo va a ser de Zeboom, tío? Si os lo dije ya hace... O sea, os lo dije hace tiempo que esto es lo peor que puedes hacer. O sea, tú lo que tienes que hacer es ir a la Olimpia y ya está, ¿sabes? Y ganarlo y no decir nada. Porque si dices que lo mismo es el último, pues es que no te lo van a dar, tío. No te lo van a dar.
Ramon and everybody else is a pretty big one, and I think Chris said it best at the press conference. He knows.
Es mi momento para ser el relevo de Zebomba. Podría ser.
So I think that this idea,
o sea, no lo descarto, pero bueno, me pilla un poco mal.
Because of the fact that what does Chris have to prove still? Realistically, Chris can probably go on to win as many as he chooses to win. I think he could win for the next 3 years and become an 8-time Classic Physique champ.
Ostras, 3 years. O sea, es que estamos hablando ya de cosas que cuidadito, ¿eh? Claro, es que ya son 3 solo los que le faltan para alcanzarme. Claro, es que es una cosa, ya le metería en histórico. Entonces, no, pero fuera coñas, claro, igualaría a Ronnie Coleman y a Lee Haney. Y eso ya sí que son palabras mayores.
The open bodybuilding record. But this post also came just days after Chris announced that him and Courtney are having a baby.
Eso
which
es.
Seems like that would make the idea of retirement even more enticing to Chris. And you got to consider the fact.
Yo es que, fíjate lo que te digo, o sea, teniendo el bebé, yo creo que incluso no es el momento de retirarse, ¿no? O sea, yo creo que es el momento de... Porque, ¿cómo le iría a Zeboom retirándose? Quiero decir, ¿le seguiría yendo tan bien? Claro, ya a lo mejor durante un año sí, pero luego... Es que parece que no, pero... Hostias, tiene que tener muy aseguradas las cosas.
At what point is it no longer worth it for Chris to compete? Like the diminishing returns, obviously.
Es que lo que es increíble, tío, es que realmente tenga un maldito problema de salud con el sistema autoinmune, ¿no? Algo así, ¿no? O sea, es que si no, tío, este tío te gana 10 Olimpias, macho. Tú piénsalo, ¿sabes? O sea, porque tiene un problema de salud. Estamos aquí hablando estas cosas, ¿no? Y aún así lo mismo se casca 7, 8 Olimpias, ¿sabes? O sea, tú fíjate, está nerfeado, tío. O sea, le va a pillar a Ronnie Coleman nerfeado. O sea, no me jodas. Es que es una locura. Es una locura, tío.
Through other means, sponsorships, a supplement company, Chris is making way more.
Este cabrón es demasiado meta, macho.
Whether he competes or not. With 5 Classic Olympia titles, he's pretty much solidified as the standard for classic physique.
Lo que está claro, y me ha quedado clarísimo, es que se podría retirar. No, bueno, retirar no. Podría dejarlo durante 1, 2, 3 años. Da igual. Porque mira lo que ha pasado con Buendía. Es que podría dejarlo y volver y seguiría siendo épico. Y seguramente ganase. A lo mejor no el primer año, pero sí. O sí. O sí.
I don't think it would change his legacy or his status or his ability to earn.
Es que se podría, tío. El relevo claro es Dino.
Does that change his business? Does that do that much for him to win a 6 title instead of 5 and then get an additional $50,000? That Chris would have had a chance of winning the Open Olympia.
No, hombre, tampoco nos flipemos. Este tío, o sea, quiero decir, podría sí, pero con ese problema que tiene, lo veo arriesgado, tío. Es que ni de coño. Es que no sé por qué la gente se pregunta estas cosas, tío. O sea, ya teniendo un bebé, ¿tú te piensas que se va a arriesgar todavía más?
That's $100,000. So just off the prize money alone.
A ver, es que no sé, tío, me parece muy arriesgado.
What he would win for Classic Physique for winning the show.
Nah, yo eso no, sí que no lo veo, tío. No le veo yéndose para Open, la verdad. Lo último que me esperaría. Bueno, vamos a ver cómo fue el final, el finalísimo. Voy a ir adelantando porque es muy largo. Esto va a ser una locura. Ostras, le toca al pechito. Asegurando. Asegurando. Ya está. Y ya está. Otro nivel. Los buenos fonditos. La verdad que sí está bien épico el sitio, ¿eh? Así con las lucecitas cayendo y tal. Mira, Brión. ¡Buah! Si es que vaya físico tiene, tío. Es una locura, ¿eh? Bueno, al final Zebun, claro, él se arriesga cada año con su problema, pero estoy más que seguro de que lo tiene ciertamente controlado. ¡Buah, chaval! ¡Dios! Nada, nada. Ha dicho a Courtney, no me ha gustado, no ha salido bien, sácame otra. No ha salido bien. ¡Ostras! El dedito de Derek. Después de la flameada de Phil Heath. Ahí está Rampito viendo desde lejos, firmando con la cabeza. Le gusta lo que ve. Rampito approve. Pasó la revisión de los 112 puntos. Madre mía, tío. Es que cómo se ve, tío. Madre mía. Y el otro se tira un doble bíceps, tratando de intimidarlo. El del otro aprovechando, he dicho, esta es la única vez que lo voy a tener al lado. Porque en el escenario... ¡Toma! Vaya hostia, ha pegado ya a Rambo. Casi lo desmonta. Cuidado, Tabum, controla. Menos mal que está ahí Courtney para aconsejarle. Nah, es una locura. Es que lo mires por donde lo mires. Está fuerte el chaval. Buah, pero mira eso, tío. Mira cómo se le ve. Qué abuso. Ostras, Chopin. En las sombras. ¿Qué es el físico de un superhéroe? Hombre, a ver, las luces hacen mucho. El escenario al final no es igual que el backstage o... Las luces del backstage son durísimas. Vamos a ver un poquito las comparativas. Nuevamente. Fíjate los glúteos de Urs, bien trillados. Vamos a ver el doble bíceps de Brión. Después de las mandatorias. Front double. Ya es. El hombro de Dino es una locura. Joder, mira Brión, chaval. Es que ahí... Como que Ur no puede competir. Joder, se le ve muy bien a Dino, ¿eh? Fíjate esta. Aquí debería de haber salido un poquito más amplio Dino. Bueno, vamos aquí al final. ¡Ostras, Kelvin, eh! Vamos a ver qué pasó después. Discursito.
We talked about it last year, we talked about it this year. We've done many interviews throughout the entire season. The strive for 5 is finally done, my friend. 5-time Olympia champion, folks.
Se dice pronto. La manita de los 5 lobitos.
Does it get sweeter every time?
Really special, yeah. Anyone close to me knows how special this one is. And I mean, this prep was fun, it was interesting. I've had a mantra every prep.
Dino puede meter 2 kilos más. Más o menos.
This year, I wanted to add to my champion mentality concept. And I told myself I'm going to numb out my emotions, suppress everything I felt just to win another Olympia, and I'd rather experience this whole process and do that. And life really tested me. I was going through some shit, being with prep, some personal shit, and I started to shut down, and my body started to shut down, and I honestly tore my lat like 10 weeks out. No one even knows that. And then it was like no training for a while. But I told myself I was going to feel it. And I was going to lean on the people I love, and I wasn't going to be alone through all that. And I remember when I tore my lat in the gym, I called my fiance, called Hani, I called my parents, I talked to my sister Ian, and I cried. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And that was one of those things where leaning on people I love. They all looked at me and they're like, you don't have to do this. And we'll love you no matter what you do. But we believe. I was like, okay. And that filled me up with courage to keep going, keep pushing. And then like, I remember it was probably 4 weeks after that, I had my first like real back workout where I could train through the pain. And I had a good workout. I remember lying on the gym floor. And I got up and this time it was in gratitude. And I realized I not only would have felt that much joy and gratitude if I had quit, but I also wouldn't have felt it until that point. Because when you numb the bad, you numb the good. And I don't share this for pity or to make it seem like it was a hard prep, because the end was beautiful. I enjoyed the entire end of this prep. I just share this because I want people to know that life's up and down. But not giving up on yourself, but leaning on the people you love, enjoying the goddamn journey, and just being along for the experience. So thank you guys so much for this experience. The past 5 years of my life, past 10 years of competing, have been some of the greatest, made some of the greatest relationships I could imagine. The love from the league, Big Steve, Steve Smiling, my fiance, I love you so much. You're the strength behind me. My mom, my dad, Maddie, Calvin, everybody. I effing love you guys so much. And I'm so
Vale, que sí, Cebum, ya te escuchamos.
Anytime.
Nah, la verdad que lo que ha conseguido Cebum es una locura, tío. Es que al final no lo van a bajar ahí, vamos. Es su único rival. Ahí está, el encuentro con Rambito. Después de la win. Y Rambo diciendo, bueno, y ahora vamos a por el de Open. Que aquí me llevo 2. Joder, qué pena que no se escuche nada. Ahí está, balístico. Y este que, no sé, es algo de la IFB. Y hay maníaco ahí a la izquierda. Este es Shaquille O'Neal, ¿no? Joder. La cadena esa que lleva en el cuello pesa más que yo, ¿eh? Con la camisetita de la calavera. Bueno, pues ahí lo tienen, señores. Creo que va a ser así, media hora de vídeo, ¿eh? ¡Ah, mira! ¡Enseña el coche! Era un GT3 RS. Tenía yo razón. 991. ¿No? Bueno, ahora lo vemos. El cadenón ese, a mí me llega por el tobillo si me pongo ese cadenón. Voy arrastrándolo. Muy chiquito, por el cadenón. Nah, es que ese momento... Tú imagínate, después de toda la preparación... Sobre todo la presión, tío. La presión que ha tenido que tener los últimos días, el show, eso es un estrés que wow. Y la felicidad después de haberlo conseguido, de que hayan salido bien las cosas, eso no tiene nombre. A ver, yo creo que no se va a retirar. Al final, todas las preparaciones le pasa algo y en todas acaba... Pero al final, ya os digo, o sea, la gente se piensa que lo tiene como fácil y no lo tiene fácil porque él ha establecido un nivel que tiene que cumplir todos los años, que es lo que dijo en el vídeo anterior. Y eso realmente es el tema, ¿sabes? O sea, como él no se vea como se tiene que ver todos los años, acabaría perdiendo, seguramente. O sea, él ya se exige el nivel máximo, el mejor Zeboom tiene que estar siempre ahí. Fíjate lo que lo ha dicho. Están encantados con Zeboom, chicos. Olvidaos, tío. No, es que a Ramón Dino no se lo vayan a dar mientras Zeboom esté... Ahí ya con la medalla de Derek. Joder. Cuidado, Zeboom, que te me lesionas con el chiquillo. Y esto, agosto 5. Ah, hostia, que esto es lo de... No sabía que lo iban a meter en este vídeo. Este es el momento. ¡Qué grande! Zeboom Bubalú, míralo. Ahí estaba en volumen, Nada.
Watch Chris become a dad is really something I'm so
Grande, Putson.
looking forward to, and I'm so grateful for, and just something that I'm also so excited to witness, like our life together and him becoming the father to our child and watching him take that role on, because I know he's just going to be so amazing at it, and it's just like a part of his DNA.
Sí, bueno, muy amazing. Cuando toque prepa veremos lo amazing. Pero os digo una cosa, Zeboom sale con el niño al escenario haciéndole así mientras te saca el bíceps y lo gana. O sea,
a little baby into a little human is like the coolest thing ever.
sí, eso ya ves. Si es que tengo un ojo, macho. Sabía que era un GT3 RS. 991. A ver, ¿qué pone? What will Baby Boom we? Ah. ¿Por qué explotan eso? Sale de ahí. Noviembre 10. Hostias. Eso se hace 7 días. Para saber si es niño o niña. Es niña, ¿no? He escuchado.
Back in the gym where it all began, I guess. We wrapped up the Olympia weekend and we're experiencing it. So
O es niño.
doing the outro
No me
now.
jodáis, ¿eh?
Surprise.
¿Qué es?
Having a baby. Baby bum is along the way. It was the most beautiful
Baby
blessing
bomb.
I've ever received in the midst of this prep when a lot of shit was going down.
No se sabe.
Mentioned in my
Hostia, tío.
speech, I
Espero
tore
que
my
sea
lat
vato.
at about 10 weeks out. My body wasn't responding at that point. My mental state wasn't there. I was going through all this shit. I was traveling too much. I had lost 12 pounds in a week randomly.
¿Perdió pesito?
Courtney was pregnant, and it was like the best news I could have ever gotten. I was so happy, and then there was all this other shit pulling me in other directions and stressing me out. Doing deadlifts
Cebú
before
JR.
that, and I just was letting the bar down and just popped, and my lat just like yanked, and this throbbing pain went through me. And it's how I tore my hamstring back in 2019 doing deadlifts, and it was the same feeling. And I was in the gym, and I was just so defeated at this point. I felt like this prep wasn't going good the week prior, the 2 weeks prior, the year prior, and I was already feeling so defeated. Gym
Sí,
in Canada,
si sale niño hay que
I walked
devolverlo.
around, started fucking bawling my
No de
eyes out
momento.
myself. I
Necesitamos
"Hey, babe, what's going on?" And I-
un baby batín bomba.
I'm like, I can't fucking do this. Like, I just, everything's falling apart. My body's not here. My mind's not in the right place. I just tore my lat. Like, everything's literally crumbling. And then I called Hani after that, and he's like, what's up, buddy? How's it going? And I start crying. He's like, what the fuck is going on, man? And then I went home, cried to my sister and Ian and my parents, and I was just...
Ya, tú imagínate ese
all I could
momento
really say. And that's
en el que
when
te
I
acercas
posted
a tu
my
padre y le
information
dices,
on
papá,
social and YouTube.
creo
They
que
told
quiero
me
ser Men
things.
Physique.
Flew
¿Cómo?
back home, and I couldn't train back for like...
Me salió defectuoso el niño.
body for about 10 days.
Cago en la
Luckily
hostia.
in Canada, got to see Dr. Khan. I had an appointment with him prior.
Vamos a escuchar, que luego me regañan.
Because I know I could not quit at shit. But sometimes what it takes to be the best champion you can be isn't what it takes to be the best man you can be, the best partner you can be, best husband, dad, soon to be dad, best person you can be. And I didn't want to shut out all my emotion and become a more lesser version of myself, because I'm not just bodybuilding to be
Sí, vamos a
jacked.
ponerlo un
I want to
poquito de
be a better
velocidad,
version
¿no?
of myself. So didn't want to just not quit. I wanted to experience all this, and that was the theme. I wanted
Bueno, también como si yo fuese aquí un prodigio del inglés. ¿sabes?
to feel the good and the bad this year, because when in the past, when I've had to numb and suppress all the shit I was going through and fear and anxiety and doubt and everything, all the positive things start to dim the light too.
Confiemos en el traductor de
You
YouTube.
numb the bad, you numb the good. And so I leaned into it. My therapist Jordan helped me a lot through this process. I had a session with her a week after, and I was like defeated still, and she was just like, this is just part of
Ya
it.
te digo, me creí por un momento que era americano de toda la vida, ¿sabes? En plan, no, voy a adelantarlo. Que hable un poquito más
But we
rápido.
know you can do this if you want to. And, that really put a lot of strength in me, I guess. Times when you doubt yourself, if you have a team of people who love you, who support you, and can lift you up and carry the load that feels too heavy for you to burden, it really helps a lot. So I can't express how grateful I am for the people in my life. And I just started getting through it, I was stressed out, and instead of trying to not be stressed about it, I just was like, no shit, you're gonna be stressed out right now, you're now gonna be a dad. It's a huge deal, super important. Your health is also very important, even more important to me now. And
Mira eso,
there's all this other shit going on.
aún
So
más
just
importante
try and feel
todavía.
whatever's going on. You're not meant to feel just excited and perfect all the time, so accept that where you are right now is just where you are meant to be, because as soon as you start fighting, as soon as you start to think where you are and how you feel isn't how you're meant to feel and where you're meant to be, everything feels way worse than it should be. So I accepted it, and I felt it, and I leaned into it. I got back to the gym, and I did what little I could. What could I do? I could train legs, I could train some light arms, I could do specific movements that weren't engaging my lat, very minimal things for a while, and I got through it day by day. And then I think it was 4 weeks after all this, I was in the gym. I believe it was a back workout. I remember lying on the ground after a workout and being like, didn't even realize. I had just gone through day by day by day by day, just doing what I needed to do, not quitting, trying to feel the ups and the downs of it all. And then all of a sudden one day I had a fucking great workout. I just
Pero
crushed the
Bakijama,
workout.
ponte a leer. ¿Cómo que
Fuck it,
traduzca?
I can do this. Like, I
Ponte a
started to
leer.
build that belief back in myself.
A ver, hay que verlo y ya está, y sacar resumen.
The feeling, the ups and the downs, the feeling of being alive as a human is really why we're here. We're not meant to win titles and be rich and do all these things. We're just meant to have a human experience. I've worked on very hard the last few years is my mental ability to be present and enjoy the damn journey. And that's the experience I have as a 5-time Mr. Olympia now. I was on stage, and instead of thinking of hitting poses or doing this, doing that, I'm like standing there looking around, looking for my family in the crowd, hitting my poses, thinking to myself like, fuck, you just tore a lat. You're having a baby. Your pregnant wife is out there watching you. There's a truck outside right now, very loud. And I was able to just think all this on stage and enjoy all that and have all these moments, which is so beautiful. And that's what I've worked on, to be able to be present and not be stuck in
¿Cuál
my
será
head,
la
stuck in
próxima
stress,
lesión de
stuck in
bombas?
chaos,
La verdad que no
while
lo sé.
in this huge moment of potential
Pero va
success
una
on
por
stage.
año el
So I was
tipo.
up there enjoying it, and you guys can see it from a lot of the pictures this year. My smile.
Lo que
was
sí que es
brighter,
cierto que
I
se
just,
recupera como
I was enjoying it,
vamos.
and that's all I've ever wanted. So that's a nice
Como
show.
la cola de una lagartija.
Being backstage and just closing my eyes, and Honey got me through a lot of shit. Courtney's got me through a lot of shit.
Pero a ver, todavía no
Dom
sabemos si es
and
niño o niña, ¿no?
Dom and Matt making sure I don't have to go to the fucking office for any raw stuff for weeks at a time. And
Vale, bueno, ya está.
so, super excited about that. Me and Courtney will discuss more of what's coming along with the baby, but you guys have heard me talk about it before. It's the thing I've looked forward to the most in my life. I didn't know when it would happen, but I'm so excited. So we're gonna get into that a little bit deeper with Courtney, talk about what's coming with Baby Bum. But until then,
Baby Bum.
it's a wrap on this one. So thank you guys for watching.
Baby Bum.